You feel the ground shake. Your bones begin to rattle. You hold on for dear life. 280 foot-pounds of torque is coming your way. It's the TFG Sport Compact Series, dropping 168 horsepower with 2 front wheels a squealing. Every night's a beatdown.
The TFG Sport Compacts are coming to a screen near you. You can watch the Jettas tearing up Eldora Speedway on Friday, November 7th at 9 p.m. Only on Right Rear Racing TV on YouTube. 2 Fat Guys Sim Racing promotions where the challenge remains unique.
We are live on ShaggyTV for a little wild Wednesday here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway here in North Carolina. This should be a good one here. Top 2 pretty close. Keith Kincaid, Ed Papano. We got a bit of a drop there. We fall down to the 2s. But the rest of the field all the way back to McLean. You can see there 3rd through 13th. I mean, 0.2 of a second. Should be a good one here. Can't really ask for much more than that. I mean, tire wear going to come into play. As always, you're going to have to nurse what you got. Make sure you got enough to get that thing to the end. Is, you know, I don't want to put the pressure on guys, but as Keith Kincaid pulls out, let's follow him here. For a lap or 2, you see he's maybe working on qualifying, going to run up against that outside wall, burn her down here. Try to run a quick lap. But very wide is the point I was getting to. Very wide racetrack. We'll go up top. I mean, you can see easily. I mean, you don't want to get 3, but you can if you need to. There's enough room there to do it. Coming off the corner, that's where 3 wide would be a problem. But plenty of places to go, and it may be a case of, you know, we don't always see the outside as being the place to be. I don't necessarily think by any means top dominant racetrack, but I do think you can get a pass done on the outside if you play your cards right here. Maybe get a run, take a peek on the outside of somebody, pinch them coming off corner exit. Not going to be easy, but definitely doable. Here's see Keith creeping up on the back of that 88 of David Brill. A little over 4 minutes to go here before we get set to go racing. Let's see, Rob Cassidy. I've been calling him Cassidy all the time. It just popped in my head that it's probably Cassidy. And, you know, somebody can write in there if I'm wrong. But it's crazy. It took me a year to, you know, figure that out. Maybe not something I'm the proudest of, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Is the boss man rolling around? He sees 2 wide off his nose. Can I get to the nose in time? Nope. Now he's going to go to the outside as well. And clears the 55 there, as you see, pretty easily. I not have... Man, I haven't customized car like I want to. Some of them. Sorry, I'm clicking on cameras that are normally named where I have them placed certain ways, but I guess I still have not saved the car. I come in and do the racetracks every week and don't save the car. Shame on me. This is the Rhino and the 71. Rolling around out there. I didn't want to jinx it, but it seems pretty good right now. Everybody has been out on the racetrack, I think, at one point in time. My sounds haven't messed up, so I think I found the fix to that. If there are any drivers out there having an issue with that high-pitched sound still, shoot me a message. I know your fix, and it's unbelievable how easy the fix is. Andy Patton, he just joined up here. He didn't get a chance. He hasn't put the lap in yet. You don't see him on the list. And Ben Gunther, you haven't seen him on the list either. Not too sure why a lap hasn't counted for that 55. He may keep pulling off before he actually gets a lap done, or there's somebody off track. It's not counting. We saw him pull out of the way of a couple guys, but still didn't want to give him credit for a lap. Will it ever? No, I don't know. Maybe a black flag for a pit exit and it doesn't want to log any of the laps. I'm not too sure what would be going on there to that 55. Very, very odd. Will this be the time? No, it will not. Do not want to give Ben a lap here. It should be the general Andy Patton's first lap around the racetrack, but looks like he's pulling off. I don't think he's going to get one in either. The lime green 87 machine. Got the Flamin' Hot Cheetos still out here putting down laps. Like he was in a 3-car battle. He's got Scott Price taking a peek there to his inside. Making quick work of it. There is the 24 machine looking to now get out to the outside, kind of plant that seed there. Ooh, the 71 looked like he was going to drive it in deep. Out on the brakes just in time. We don't want to make an enemy here, you know, before we go racing. Plenty of time to make enemies later. I think we're going 100 laps. Should be going 100 laps here. And in 15 seconds, we'll get ready to go qualifying here. So stick around. Qualifying coming up in a few moments. You should know the drill by now. We'll go out there on the racetrack with whoever decides to pull out first. So the checker flag waves, warm-ups come to a close. Here with the Senex Short Track Championship Series. My apologies there if you caught my hiccup. But you know how hiccups work? I probably got another one or two in there. You know, they pop out, so we'll see. Hopefully it decides to play nice. I doubt it. Everybody being shy. Nobody on the racetrack yet. Nobody wants to be that first guy. Keith Kincaid, he got in the car. Is he going to drive the car? It is slowly moving. There he goes, the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. He may be the first guy. Chris Farmer went off as well. You can see he's going even slower than Keith, so he's not going to beat Keith in the line. And the Flamin' Hot Cheeto going to go out here. He's going to set the bar. Lap number 1. Let's see what the 17 machine can do here. And actually, you know what? It's a roll bar. Let's ride on board. As close as he can to that inside apron without flipping it. That's what you want to do. Shortest way around the racetrack here in the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Default quick time with a 19:07. His Ed Papano crosses the line. His first lap. What's it gonna be? He ties the man. Oh no, a couple thousandths off there at 19:08 for Ed Papano. And I don't know if he's going to improve this time here. Got a little loose coming off the 2. Final time across the line, Ed Papano. Gonna stay. P2 is the farmer. He's done. He's P3 for the moment. Unless Derek Clounce, the silver bullet, can get to him here. What's that 31 Machine C coming off of 4? It's green through 1, yellow through 2. Not enough for the 31. Gonna stay P8 as Bobby B squared. Bob Belshaw P3 at the line. Quinn McLean getting ready to come across here for his final time out of 4. Gets a little loose. Blackjack at the line. Not going to improve. Yellow as we see the Rhino out there on the racetrack. First of 2 laps. Nobody else out there. So the Rhino going to get both laps on camera here. First time across the line. The Rhino P11 needs a big improvement here. The Rhino, he knows he's got more than that in that race car. The 19.6. He's slower through sector 1. The 71 may not be able to find it here unless he has a big sector 2. Rhino charging his way up 1 spot here to P10. Would have liked a little more, but did get that 10th and a half. It's not where he'd like to be. Is Tim Chapman currently 12 out of 12. Andy Patton, he came across 11. Ben Gunther, he didn't get a lap to count. That 55, I'm not sure if he's having connection issues or what, but I'm not getting 55 of Ben Gunther. It says he went 2 laps around. None of them counted, so that's very weird. It is for everyone else, not for him. Sean McLean, first lap. He's P10. He's got green sector 1. Can he find an improvement here? Final time around. He's got plenty of time on the clock there. Minute 43, slows down those sector 2. Sean McLean keeps the double deuce in P10, can improve. And Scott Tyson, Ben Gunther, they both put 2 laps in, but neither of them counted. All drivers have put in a time, and they have black flags beside their names, so I'm not sure if that was from coming to a stop, maybe pit road exit, hard to tell. Either way, coming from the back, not going to be easy with the Flamin' Hot Cheetos starting up front, P1. Going to have to work. Going to have to get the shovel out if you're Gunther and Tice, because you got a lot of 4-letter word to dig through here if you want to get your way back up to the top. And, you know, I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't know why I am, but I feel like on Amazon Prime, I just made the best buy of my life. If you guys are soda addicts like me, you want to try the Coca-Cola cream soda, well, I'll just tell you, it's delicious. The holiday cream, there's no better soda than it. Unbelievable. You can get a 12-pack on Amazon of it right now for $6. Limit 5 per household, and you let me tell you, I got 5. Worth every penny. Every penny if you're an Amazon Prime member. Just go ahead and throw that in the cart. I have to see how much time do we have left here. Oh, only 10 seconds. Okay, see, that was perfect with my Amazon Prime infomercial, even though they don't pay me. And, you know, I paid full price. But what are you going to do? You can't win them all. Not like these guys here. Is we get set to go play 100 laps at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Let's get ready to take a look at tonight's starting lineup. Rounding out the field, the double nickel of the 55, Ben Gunther to the row 7 to the outside, the 24, Scott Tice to the inside, the 37 of Tim Chapman. Row 6 to the top shelf, the 87 of the General, Andy Patton to the inside, the 71 of the Rhino, Chris Reinhold. Row 5 to the outside, the double deuce of Sean McLean to the inside, the 31 of Derek Clouch. Row 4 to the top shelf, the 68 of the boss man, Rob Cassidy, to the inside, the 21 of Blackjack, Quinn McLean. Row 3 to the outside, the 54 of the Farmer, Chris Farmer, to the inside, the 88 of Dave Brill. Row 2 to the outside, the 26 of Frank Barbary, to the inside, the double 4 of Bobby B squared, Bob Belshaw. And row 1 here for your 100 laps at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. To the outside, the 01 of Ed Papineau. And starting on the pole, the 17 of the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, Keith Kincaid. Looks like we will do 2 trips around here. I'd kind of rushed that. I thought we were only going to do 1. Because North Wilkesboro a little bigger of the small tracks. But hey, they blessed me with 2 here. We got plenty of time for the Flamin' Hot Cheeto to play a little mind games with the guys behind him. And Ed Papineau make a big move here through turn 1, get to the lead, try to keep the Flamin' Hot Cheeto behind him, or will he kind of retreat here? Big moves, big decisions here. As the green flag's high, she's ready to fly. We got 100 laps to go play at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Good jump there for Keith Kincaid. Easy jump to the lead here. A single file, the front 5, 6. Battle for 7th here as Clounch takes a peek on the inside. The Silver Bullet's got the boss man behind him. Can the 68 of Cassidy hook on a rope here, following by the Farmer. Gonna enter in low. Gets a little slideways on corner entry. Now clips the apron, goes up the racetrack. Not going to be able to stay underneath the 54 here. And what does the Farmer decide to do? Didn't close the door quick enough here. The 54 feeling the pressure here from the 68. Cassidy, can he clear him off at 2? He can. He can. And now, single file here throughout the racetrack. And oh, the boss man gets a little loose, goes around the Rhino. He follows him. Oh, dual spins here. Bring out the first caution of the night. Can they turn around here without going a lap down? That's going to be the big one. Don't want to lose a lap trying to turn back around here. And whoop, click on the Rhino. Let's click on Cassidy here first. A little better view here. So he clips that apron that I was talking about. You can see it just rotates. I mean, it's 2 laps in a row, or maybe 2 out of the 3, and it's tough to just maintain that slide. And then you see the Rhino come in there. That's a pretty big shot. And 2 guys messed up early here, less than 10 laps into the show. Not the way you wanted to start this thing. You're the 68 and the 71, but a long way to pick back up through here. Plenty of racing left here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Too much up top. You can see how high it's banked. You can see the dirt there on the outside, but you see a lot on the inside. You can see all those rubber pellets. That's why I went to the still camera here. I mean, that's all rubber. You don't want to dip the left sides down on that apron and pick any of that crap up on your tires. You are already having trouble finding grip as is. You know, you don't need to make yourself work more. I think, you know, as drivers pace around here slow, kind to be able to see that here. Maybe creep a little further away from that inside, play it a little safer here. Have to see is the Rhino right now. Is he able to get off pit road and stay on the lead lap? Do not think so. As the left side's up in the air, he is going to go a lap down here. That's a tough break for Reinhold. He's going to need a lucky dog as the field doubles up. We get ready to go back and play here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. We'll have 92 laps to go when we get the green flag. Plenty of time here. So drivers need to sheathe the swords and play nice here until we get to about that 50 to go point. And truthfully, they had in the beginning. Lots of single file racing, just two single car spins. As the green flag waves, we are back underway. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto continues to lead. Oh, big wreck, lots of contact. Junkyard here on the entry. And I have no idea what happened, but lots of race cars tore up. Let's see if we rewind. Maybe I can get a view of what. So we have two separate wrecks because I saw the 37 go around in the back. So let's see here. Can we go up top? Maybe see all of it? Yes, we can. So 3 wide there. Just, you know, the 31, not with a lot of spots to go. You can see the 37 get clipped from the 55. So it's 3 wide, the 21 on the outside. I mean, you're normally the guy who pays the price. And then the Silver Bullet comes back down the racetrack, and Chris Farmer with an absolute bomb of a hit. I mean, that is a lot of damage on that front end. And you can just see here, we'll rewind a little bit. Let's go in car. Yeah, we'll watch this at full speed. This is from Chris Farmer here. He's like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. No, I'm not. Boom! Big shot there. And, oh, man, that's one. I'm telling you, if he didn't let go of the wheel fast enough and he has that force feedback cranked up, that's a shot. Luckily, it got a quick repair. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto is going to put those guys a lap down here. So now, you know, it's all for naught. And they will have to hope for a lucky dog here that the Rhino just got. He gets the wave around. And Rhino is back on the lead lap, but lots of drivers here now gonna need some luck. And not too sure if Tim maybe didn't have quick repair on. Something happened. He's now 2 laps down, I believe. Man, lots of cars here. In trouble early, and we've got a long, long way to go, man. You do not want to have yourself into that kind of muck here early. As the lights are off, so we'll go back racing this time by. Flamin' Hot Cheeto drives him through 3 into turn 4. When does he drop the hammer? Nobody knows. It's now. Green flag waves. We are underway. Down to 9 cars on the lead lap. The Double Deuce making a move onto the outside of Scott Tice. No grip through the center. Floats up too high. Opens the door for the Farmer. Chris Farmer, though, a lap down, so he's just fighting for that lucky dog right now. Needs a caution flag and needs to make sure he is not involved in the incident. Him and the 68 get together here. Well, Derek Clount's the Silver Bullet. He inherits the lucky dog. You do not want an incident point. There are incident points. Derek Clount's going to get a lot of incident points there. I think the motor blew up. That's a hard shot, the Silver Bullet. Night over as the Boss Man and the Double Deuce get together. We got another caution flag. Couldn't tell what happened here. So the 6080's got to run, but the 22's there. And, I mean, you know, there's a car length above the 22. You don't want to tell him what to do, but you got a lap car to your inside. You may want to give a little more room. You know, you're racing for the big picture here, but crowds down the 68 a little bit. He may not have been aware, and Cassidy comes up, and there is contact once again, and we've got 3 cautions here. We're only 16 laps completed on lap 17. And the war of attrition is going to play in here. I mean, gonna have to watch out, gonna have to be on your game here. As I do want to mention, too, we're proud sponsor now of Braden Carter in the Pro Series, and I don't know, I see a couple people out there watching on my side. There are a couple drivers, who you are. If you plan on running Pro Series, I would happily sponsor you as well. If you guys happen to be listening, like I say, if you even think it may be you, it's probably you. There's a good bit of you that I'd do it for. Hopefully get the name out there. Lights should go off this time. They do. Double Deuce gets the wave around here because he was in front of your leader. Will stay on the lead lap, but has heavy damage. At 22, and he'll have to nurse it around until we get another caution here. Right now, Scott Tice loving all these cautions. He's the big mover. Started in the back, up 8 spots, 14th to 6th. We'll have to see what Keith Kincaid has in store for the boys this time as the green flag waves. We are back underway at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Oh! They're getting into it. Ed Papineau couldn't tell if he came down across or not. But either way, 4 cautions, 20 laps in, and boy, oh boy, gonna have to pull the reins back on the horse here. Is he wanted to go down, but the 44, I mean, he's there. He's at the door. So it's not clear. 44, he's able to steer clear of a major damage. Been bad for that 44. Scott Tice gets a little piece of it. Oh, the 22, he drove in there really deep. Able to make it through here as the caution flag waves. 21 laps in the books. 4 quarters of this puppy still left to play. Can't tell. I don't know if the lights will go off this time. I don't think they will, no, because, yeah, there you see it. Tim maybe not getting any incident points there and getting the wave around. So he may be back on the lead lap now, I think. Let's see. Yeah, he's back on the lead lap. So able to get back on the lead lap. I think get the wave around that lap. Should be 1 to go this next time by. Tough to nail down these caution flags. Or to me, how many to go. It's normally with 2 to go you get that waiver. Depending on, what track you're at. The bigger ones like Talladega, it may even be 1 to go. I think you got to motor that thing around quick to catch up before they take the green. It's super speedways. Do 1 last lap. I'm terrible with that kind of stuff now, if we're being completely honest. Let's just start it from here. As the green flag waves, we are underway. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto, look at that big jump once again. Side-by-side battle there. Brill on the outside, Barbary on the bottom. 26 able to clear the 88. Here comes the 24. He's looking for a slice of the pie as well. Scott Tice gets the door slammed shut in his face. Got to play nice here. Holds on to P5. McLean running side-by-side with the farmer there. Remember, he's got heavy damage on that front end. Involved in the caution with Cassidy. Man, that thing handling a lot better than I think it would. Still some speed in that double deuce of Sean McLean, but the farmer holding strong on the outside, continuing to plow away. Papineau, he's a lap down. Remember, he was up there in second at one point in time before the contact. Now he's going to go to the outside, trying to power around. There's contact between Cassidy and McLean, and now those guys fighting for lucky dogs here. Neither are eligible, bringing out the caution. I told you, you get the incident points. You're not going to get it. Cassidy with a send from a little deep here. The 21, maybe not ready, shuts the door. There's contact. See, not a big spin, but going sideways enough to bring out a caution flag. And the 37 says, at the tail end of the lead lap, might as well come down anyway here. He might get right side tires. We've had lots of caution flags here. I mean, 5 through, I was on lap 28, so you do the math, not a lot of green flag laps here, maybe 10. So, I mean, I wouldn't think a lot of abuse on the tires here, but it's allowing Ed Papineau now to get back on that lead lap. Gotta see what's gonna happen here. Lights shouldn't go off this time if I have them. I'm starting to get this. Yeah, okay, they don't. A couple more trips around. I'm gonna mute myself here, grab a drink real quick, and you know, we'll be back jaw japping or yapping the jaws here. About 30 seconds. As I unmuted myself on the stream, but did not mute the headset. Why I muted both. We are ready to go. One lap until we go back racing, almost a third of the way through here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Belshaw right to the outside here, but Keith gets another good jump, goes way early of that box. And we are back underway. Plenty of time left to play, though, as, oh boy, the 26 gets a little wide. Forces the 44 up the hill. Now the 88. He's trying to get a little piece of it here. Dave Brill to the inside. Looking to steal away fourth from the double 4. Zed Papineau gets low and out of the way here. Oh, man. Belshaw, he knew he couldn't make the move low. Not with the lap car there. Oh, nice. Forced to the outside off corner exit. Good time there for the 88 to come up on lap traffic. Rough for the 84. You can see 2, 3 car lengths in between those two. As Andy Patton, he gets moved. I believe contact there with Cassidy. The general goes around. Let's see what we can see here. Not good views. Have to go up top. That wasn't Cassidy either. That's the Farmer. They both got that black and green. That's Chris Farmer. So Chris, season opening here. And he's coming back down the racetrack as Chris is coming up, and they just meet. Chris, you can see he lifts, but just a little too late. And by that point, the 87 already going around, and Andy Patton hard contact with the inside wall, but does stay on the lead lap. Big picture there for the 87 and the 37. Not too sure. He's been coming down pit road every time. I believe that's maybe a new paint job here for the 26 machine, and maybe what he needed. Frank Barbary driving like a new man out here tonight. And running up there inside of the top 3, middle step of the podium. We'll have to see if Frank can put the pressure on the Flamin' Hot Cheeto here to start this thing. Nobody's been able to. It has been all 17 all night here from really qualifying. So we'll have to see if anybody can go up here and get that 17. From what we have seen, we are going to have a battle for that podium. I mean, these guys have been mixing it up on restarts, spinning each other. It has been a gloves-off fight here for second and third. Not necessarily between these two. You know, they haven't had the chance to necessarily duke it out like that. Lights should go off this time. They do. Drivers double up. And we get ready to go back and play the North Wilkesboro Speedway here. Have to see when Keith goes. Does he go a little early again? I mean, that's what he's been doing. If I'm Frank, I'd do that exactly. Get ahead of him, so that way you can see it going. It still doesn't even really work. This is the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. What a jump. And that's 4 or 5 car lengths there for the 17. Big move. And now the 88 of Brill. He gets down there. He's able to muscle the 26 a little bit. Now the 44. He got muscled. Remember, he was running P2 last restart. Finds himself now 5th on the outside of Scott Tice. Tice started 14th up 10 spots. That 24 machine. The hard charger. Can he get a couple more? 40 laps in the books. This time by lap 41 underway. As Barbary bounces off that wall, doesn't lose enough momentum, able to shut the door and hold off the 24. Surprised Tice didn't try to pounce there, make a move. It's going to lay in the weeds here, just race smart, long way to go. Sean McLean, he's running P8. Decent gap in front, decent gap behind is Tim Chapman, the next man. He's battling for position. Then behind Tim, it's going to be Cassidy. And he's got the 01 of Ed Papineau in between him. Ed a couple laps down, 3 laps, I believe. Or you got, yeah, 3 laps, as you guys can see there on the leaderboard. As Keith Kincaid running away here, the 88 machine. Doing his best, trying to reel him in, but right now, nothing working here. All in line. I mean, everybody, you got to play nice, right? Or, I mean, you can't play nice right now. If you want to get a pass done, everybody on that same line, you're going to have to go up there, get a little physical, rough that guy up, and that may be what we see the 71 here of the Rhino trying to set up here. Can he use that horn? Rhino reeling in the farmer here, but ooh, just a little too deep. Can't send it from that far, and it's going to have to continue to tug at the rope here as we inch closer and closer to halfway. Keith Kincaid all by himself here. 1.1 seconds up the road. You can see Brill able to get by Barbary on the restart, but Barbary not really going away here. You know, I mean, for the 88, you would have liked to make that move and kind of pull away so you don't have to worry about stuff like that. The 26, absolutely 4-wheel drift there, locks up the brakes on corner entry. Good grab by the 26. Could have been curtains there for those two if they make that kind of contact. As Tim Chapman reeling in the double deuce here. He's looking to make a move. McLean giving the 37 plenty of room here. Hits in the outside wall, but Tim Lost a lot of speed off of 2. Didn't want to gas it up too hard and lose the rear end. They're side by side off of 4. The 37 and the 01 get loose on the bottom. This is the battle for 8th place here as the 37 continues to go to work here. The 22 just too quick on the bottom. And if you're Tim, you got to try to do this quick, holding the car on the bottom of the racetrack lap after lap. Going to put a lot of heat into those tires. As we're on lap 51, we are halfway. Tim finally able to get the move done, and he can slot himself in line. Scott Tice in this 24 machine. He's been in 4th here for a while. He's been patient, but now Barbary, it's got a teeny, well, I say that, then he gains it back there off of 2. I was going to say he's got a gap in front of him, but truthfully, he's a little closer to Brill than Tice is to him from my eyes, especially now. Big drive into 1. Does he get the run off of 2? Not necessarily one he wanted. The 24 reels him back in, and it's pretty even. You can see the 26 really, really driving it in steep, man. He is pulling away / pulling towards the 88 on corner entry, but the 24 gets a lot back coming off the corner, and now the 26 follows suit, backed it up a little bit. Big run on the 88. We've got a side-by-side battle for 2nd. Barbary to the bottom. Brill not going to give him a bunch of space here. Wants to make him work. You need to do that. We're over halfway. You may not get another caution. And now Scott Tice, though, he's looking for his piece. Scott in the 24 machine to the bottom. Gets a little slideways. Now the 44 of B squared. Bobby Belshaw gives the 88 the nose. They make contact. Brill gathers it up, and now the farmer. He's looking under the 44. Thought about 2. Can only get 1 here. Bobby B gonna have to fall in line. No, he's not. Big run back on the outside. Heck, he gets him at the line. Chris got loose off of 4. The 44 with a big boy run. Put the work boots on, back on the outside. And Belshaw holds off the 54. Power move. No battle for 2nd here from Tice. Since he was able to follow the 26 around Brill, the 26 has actually opened up the can a little bit here. Tice may just be managing those tires, trying to stick in the tire tracks there. The 26, well, there you see he goes a little lower through 1 and 2. The Kincaid, he's the real story. 2.5 seconds up the road. These guys gonna need a caution flag and then some if you want to run down this flaming hot Cheeto tonight. Meant to click on him, clicked on the 37, but we got the Rhino, and now that, well, you do see the 37, that is the battle for position. So Chris gonna feel no pressure here from Tim. At least these next 20 or so laps, you'd think. He's able to just kind of look out that front windshield, try to go to work on the 54. He saw what the 44 did to him. Made that move on the outside. Is that maybe, you know, ringing any bells here for the 71? Does he think about a power move to the outside? It's not close enough to even think about it right now. Barbary running around a smooth 2nd, but he's lost 2 to 3 tenths to the leader since the last time we showed him. Now a full 3 seconds back, and, you know, can Scott, does he have the Keith pace tonight? Can he find a way around that 26, or is it just too difficult to pass? The 44 is going to take a peek. Belshaw to the bottom. Brill thinking about closing the door. They rub. They touch. Side by side going down the front stretch. It's Brill at the line, but boy, we got a lot of this to go here. Contact one more time. The 88 moved to the outside. The farmer, he's got the plow on the bottom. The 54 looking to pick up the scraps here. There's contact. Now the Rhino, he sticks his horn in there. Dave Brill. Oh, man. tripping over his feet here, loses 3. The 88 falls back to 7. Keith Kincaid reeling in some lap traffic here. That's Andy Patton in front of him in the 87 machine. The general hoping for a caution. I don't know if he's going to get one here. You know, I don't want to be that jinx, but man, unless these guys would make a little contact, we've seen it before. I don't know. Field really spread out. Now Andy going to take a peek on the inside. All this in front of your leader. This is not the sight you want to see off the nose of the Flamin' Hot Cheeto machine. Bossman gets run up the hill. Now the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, he merges in line. He gets underneath. Cassidy, oh, I thought he was going to think about it. Played nice. Didn't go for the send back in. Now the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, he gets to work on the 87 here as we approach closer and closer to 30 to go. Couple battles here developing. You can see these guys in line. I mean, the farmer getting close to the 44, but Scott Tice a little closer than he's been this whole run to that 26. He has really reeled him in, and yeah, now he's getting to the, he can think about sniffing. He's down there looking in the basement. What kind of things can he find down there? This boy, oh boy, peeks to the inside of the 26 with side by side. Barbary slams the door shut. Oh, gonna do him dirty. Pushes him up behind the lap car. And now Barbary says, no way. Thinking about shutting the door. Scott, oh, he's gonna play nice. Little bump there. Couldn't tell. Tice having a slam on those brakes. And now he's got to reel back in that 26. Just untimely. There for the 24. It looked like he was going to muscle him up to the outside, but couldn't commit. Now Keith Kincaid, 3.5 seconds up the road. Dang near insurmountable lead here for the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, who puts the 21 another lap down. The double deuce of Sean McLean, he's going to be the next victim. As you see, he crosses the start-finish line. Keith Kincaid rolling out of 4 now. He's getting closer and closer. Those guys are really hoping for a caution flag. Oh, Ed working under the 68. We've seen a little contact made there before. No problem this time. They continue. The Scott Tice, he's reeled him back in here. What's he going to do? Tice, does he play nice here? Does he go full send? Not this time. Big drive off of 4 on the outside in the 26. He is playing hard to get here. He is not making it easy for the 24. Gonna have to bust out the wine here if you're Scott Tice. Maybe get him a little tipsy on that outside. Get the elbows out here as we get to the line. Barbie, this is the first time he could not shut the door going into 1. Tice may be making some ground. Not to the inside, though. They're entering 3, and you see the 26 really running him down the hill. Going to make him enter on that apron if he wants to feel like he's got an advantage. And with 23 laps to go, oh boy, this is absolutely the show. Here comes Belshaw, that 44 machine. He's going to take a stab at it. Gets in the 24, straightens him up. Scott Tice almost going to wish he got a caution flag there. As boy, oh boy, Tire's going to be upset. He goes to the outside here. He's got to try to cool him off. Can't be too aggressive with a yank back to the bottom. But now he's got to hold off the Rhino. He does for the time being. The 71 Not going to go full send here. Going to have to check up a bit. Now, Belshaw, he's going to have to go. You do not want to let that guy catch you again with 20 to go. Not after a move like that. Is contact between Andy Pett and the 26. Thought the general went high enough. Don't know how much higher he could go. But still a little contact, and now it gives the 44 a chance here. Bobby B squared. Looking on the bottom. Can he get it done? He does it to line. 19 to go. Here comes the farmer trying to plow away. Can he get himself on the podium? The 54 searching. He's working. Can he fight to the inside? He can, but the 26 with a big run. The 54 says, you ain't shutting the door on me. Let's do-si-do, side by side off of 2. Into 3, the 26 drives it in deep, can't grab the throttle in the center, and that's where the 54 got that thing purring like a kitty, man. He had it at the line, the 26, the big run on the outside, the 54 where you want to be here. He's just got to make it wide. As Scott Tice goes around, caution flag waves. Maybe the caution flag some drivers were indeed looking for here is should have a restart with a little over 10 laps to go. Couldn't tell if he did this by himself or if the 01 gave him a little love tap. You can see, I imagine he did it by himself. Yeah, he's just half the car down there on the apron. We saw it earlier with less of a car down on the apron. You go around, you go down there, you're flirting with it. And the 44 are going to choose to take track position here. Not going to come down pit road. So he is, what is the term? Maybe going to be a sitting duck out there. On old rubber, but the 44 made his call. Was it the right call? As I say, we'll restart with about 12, maybe 11 to go. We'll see. I think it'll be 12, maybe even 13. 14 this time, 13, yeah, so we'll get the green with full. We'll get the one to green next time by. So 12 lap shootout here. And, well, not to hit you with cliches here, but cautions also breed caution. You know what I mean? May not be done. That may be the 44's best friend here. If he can just get big jumps on the restarts and hope for a little chaos behind. That may be all he needs. For that concrete pressure lining 44 machine to park it. Or concrete pressure lifting. I don't even know what that would mean. I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe we'll find out. So we're set to go do the dance. This time by lights are off. Pace car will dive down pit road, and we will see. Well, we'll see what Benjamin Gunther has to offer. But next, we're going to see that double four, light the fires, kick the tires. Here we got 12 laps to go. 44 pushes up the racetrack. Meanwhile, the 17, like an absolute missile. I mean, it's a guided one, too. And it's aimed for that top step of the podium. We will have to see. I don't expect it to be very tough here, especially if the 44 keeps overdriving the center of the corner like he does there. Opens up the bottom for the 17, but he gets a big enough run off. And now Keith drives it in, gets side by side, but the caution flag gonna wave. The 37 of Tim Chapman goes around him in the 24. There, look to make a little contact. Jim just floats up a little high, just gets into the side of the 24 and spins Scott. He goes around. Caution flag waves. Both of them stay on the lead lap, but definitely not what you want to have happen to you in the late stages. But that's exactly what the 44 of Bob Belshaw wanted. He can't lie to me. That is playing right into the cards here. The 44. He needs another one. That's not what we want, but he needs another one. Needs to get to a green-white checkered here, and then, you know, he'll be feeling a lot better. He still won't be feeling great, but he'll be feeling a lot better. So you're going to need one more here, I think, if the 44 really, really, truthfully wants to be in contention for this thing, because it looked like coming off of 4, the Flamin' Hot Cheeto was about to take the lead. You know, if coulda, woulda, shoulda, as my pops likes to say. And caution did come out. 44 was able to hold on. Now can he continue? Lights should go off this time, I think, so we should have 6 laps. Here, when we go back racing, lights do go off. No dirt racing, double file restarts till the end. Have to see if you're the 44, you're hoping, you're praying that 26 is in your freaking pocket. That he pulls to the inside of Keith Kincaid and starts battling at 17. That's your chance. As the green flag waves, we are back underway. 6 laps to play at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. And Keith Kincaid free and clear here to go charge. There's contact behind. The 88 of Dave Brill able to gather it up for the moment. But oh, he's not done yet. He's wrecking down the backstretch, and we are under caution. One more time. That was quite the long wreck. It looked like he was going to save it a couple times. He gets a big send here from the 71 of Chris Reinold. You can see the Rhino drive it in. He floats up a little bit, gets the elbows out, never really able to gather it, bounces off the 24. Now the 54 a couple times and goes around. Now Belshaw looking like a weatherman out there, man. He can predict what's going to happen. I mean, boy, oh boy, looking like an absolute genius here. So we will get our first attempt and at what is going to be, I think, the natural green-white checker. We should restart the 2 to go naturally. So they'll get one more chance. Here, I would think maybe 2, depending on how many. Or what I'm saying is, I think we'll get 3 chances total. So maybe still not looking good for the 44, because I think they'll do 2 green-white checkered attempts, but I could be wrong. And obviously, the first one being a natural. Excuse me, I was sneezing. The first one being a natural, that wouldn't count for the 2 attempts. So yeah, no, the lights are still on actually. So this will count the first attempt, because when we come back around, naturally 2 to go. So this will be the first attempt here at a green-white checker. Oh, had to blow my nose. My apologies for muting again there. I think the sneezes normally stop for me when I clear the airways. Interesting too here. The lights are off. Are we gonna double up? Yeah, we are. I was wondering. Didn't know if they were maybe single file that final time. That would have been quite the odd experience here. But we do double up, so we'll have to see what happens here. First attempt at a green-white checkered. We'll see how many they get. As the green flag waves, we are back underway. Bobby Belshaw leads the way. 2 laps to play. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto with a good jump. There's contact behind. That's Andy Patton. He's able to straighten it out. We go back towards the front. Keith Kincaid can't waste time. Big send into 3. Makes it look easy with the new tires. As the Rhino goes around, white flag already waves. Final lap to play here. Bob Belshaw. Can he defend? Can he hold on to second? You got to think the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. He's got it. As we roll into 3. Off of 4 for the final time. Keith Kincaid gets it done at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Bobby Belshaw, Frank Barbary, Scott Tice, Chris Farmer, Sean McLean, Andy Patton, Tim Chapman was hard in the wall there coming across the line. Dave Brill, Chris Reinhold, your top 10. Quinn McLean, Ed Papino, Ben Gunther, Rob Cassidy, and Derek Clounch round out the field. Had a pretty long green flag run back here. Let's go find it. Let's go talk to your top 3. We'll see who decides to make their way on up. We've already got one, wasted no time at all. So let's pull them up here. Frank, Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, Frank, I'll tell you, man, it looked like there for a little bit you were going to come home P2, but just not enough time with the cautions there at the end and able to take advantage of the new tires. It just seemed like, you know, by the time you'd get it rolling, a caution flag would fly, and then coming to the white flag, you finally get up to the back of Bobby B, but not able to make the move. But at the end of the day, man, P3, this kind of field, you got to feel good about that, Frank.
Yeah, I feel good about it. I just did. I didn't want to get in the back of Bob. We've had our ins and outs quite a few times where we seem to get together for some reason. So, kind of wanted to give him a little bit of room. I didn't want to wreck him.
Yeah, and you know, we saw you play a little defense on the outside. A couple guys were able to get a pass done on the outside. Did you ever think about, you know, powering up and trying to make that move on the outside to get it around Bob at the end, or were you too worried about giving up the bottom there to that 24? Because he was pretty quick too.
Yeah, I know Scott. He root me out of there, so I had to keep it covered.
Well, hey, that's, you know, you did what you had to do, Frank. That's a hell of a job, man. Congrats on the P3. You got anybody you want to thank?
Thank you, sir. No, not really. Good racing, guys. Just want to thank everybody for putting on a good show. Enjoyed
hey,
it.
Yeah, I did too, Frank. Look forward to another one here next week. Good luck, brother.
Thank you.
Frank Barbary bringing home P3, and I'm not seeing Bob in the Discord, so it doesn't look like. I mean, he is a member. He's just not in any of the rooms. Don't see him. So we'll go ahead. We'll pull up the man who, got it done here. I'll tell you what, Keith, you know, you go back and you listen to those last 10 laps. I mean, you're going to hear a little doubt in my voice, man. I didn't know, you know, with these caution flags flying the way they were, if, you know, really, I mean, the fact that you got it done in 3/4 of a lap, pretty impressive. But, dude, I didn't think 2 laps was going to be enough to wind it up. I mean, obviously, big tire advantage. But, boy, oh, boy, I mean, you had to be feeling the pressure there at the end.
Oh, yeah, I've got a lot more gray hairs now after that race. You know, last year here, you know, I didn't pit with 15 to go, and it bit me. And this season, I pitted with 15 to go, and I thought there at the end it was going to bite me. But, you know, luckily we got the good run, and Bob, he always races super clean, and he gave us a lane, and we were able to bring it home.
Yeah, and it looked like, I mean, obviously, it coulda, woulda, shoulda, Keith, as I said live, but man, you know, there with like 6 laps to go, it looked like, I mean, if that caution flag waves I mean, 3 seconds later, you're the leader. It looked like you were just about to get the fast done. I mean, does that make it harder, to go out there and hit your marks one more time, or do you just use it as fuel, have it push you a little bit harder?
I use it for fuel, Shaggy, because I know you got to take those chances when you get it. And as many cautions as we had tonight, I was worried there at the end that I would get by him, and then we get another yellow flag, and it would finish under caution. But luckily we were able to bring it home green and put it on that top step.
Yeah, well, you would have been out front anyway, so you would have been okay with it. But boy, when you go back and watch this thing, they're wrecking coming out of 4 as you get the white flag. So we barely made it to that final white flag. But at the end of the day, man, you were coming out on top either way. Great run. It would have almost been wrong, to see you finish second here after that domination early. So good recovery. Way to get that thing back out front. Congratulations on the big win. Got anybody you want to thank, Keith?
Yeah, thank you, Shaggy. I want to thank all of our racers for coming out and racing with us. This group of guys, both on and off the track, you couldn't ask for a better group of drivers to race with and just hang out with.
Well, I can attest. A lot of fun to call the races too. Hell of a run, Keith. Can't wait to see how you do in the dirt, brother. Good luck.
All right, thank you, Shaggy.
The Flamin' Hot Cheeto gets it done. Big win here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Somehow able to get that thing to the front in just a lap. I mean, that was a big power restart there for the 17. Needed to hit his marks. He did. And with that, we're going to step away. Real quick break here. As soon as we have the replay up, we'll cut the video short. No disrespect to Mission 22, and everything they got going on over there. But I just say, as soon as we get it back, we'll go ahead and roll it. And we'll get on with the show. So stick around here on Shaggy TV.
I'm Chris Jackimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important, but I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. He was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text, actually, from my stepmom. I was like, you need to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates. And she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day. 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broken through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not going to be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I have not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired a little over a year ago, I set forth as like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on.
Alrighty, we are back and ready to roll here. We're at the Volusia Speedway Park, and it may actually be. I always do that. Okay, it is Speedway. Sometimes I do the opposite. I had a feeling it was Raceway Park, so I almost did do it. Speedway Park. We did it right here. Ready to go play. Who's going to get the gator here at Volusia? Obviously, we all got our leans here. That's 17. He's a tenth of a second faster. We'll have to see if he's the guy out front when this thing comes to a close. But as you see, checkered flag waves here. We're going to go into qualifying. After the guys put down their laps here, you know the deal. We'll advance. We'll skip through warm-ups a little bit, because it was a race ran Monday night, but I have not cheated. Reinhold here. Chris Reinhold, what's he got in store? Yeah, Joe, you're never going to get those... Wait. Do you mean watching the stream or numbers on the scoreboard? Because unless you make it a one practice, which I don't know if you can in the settings, I only get somebody's replay, so they don't. It doesn't read anyone who's not in their room. That's why after practice, every time on the dirt, it leaves that blank guy because it's looking for who got the lap done first. And Chris Reinhold, that was his second and final lap. Finally gives him one to count there. 15.56. As Greg Parmalee comes across the line. Purple. The 04 of Greg Parmalee. Boy, oh boy. Quick lap there. That's big time. As we watch the mayor, Steve Bixler. No, we don't. We watch him pull off. He is finished. He's run his 2 laps. Let's find Russell Harold. Yeah, I'm with you. Well, my dad showed up tonight. I'm glad he did, but truthfully, he doesn't tell any of you guys this. He may be pissed that I even say it, but he's not feeling that good, so that is why he wasn't here Monday. My dad not doing the best. Obviously, he's okay, but not doing the best. He can be doing better. As Scott Dice comes across the line, P2 with a 15.15. Can he improve this second and final time around? He's slower through sector 1. He needs to find it here. He can't find it. Gonna stay. P2 is Keith Kincaid here. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto is saving. Well, let's just be honest here. From what we've seen so far, the best for last. Let's see if Keith Kincaid here can go out and dethrone the 04 of Greg Parmalee. Keith Kincaid rolling the middle there through 1 and 2. Purple sector 1. Can he find it again? Sector 2. It's just green. What's it gonna mean? P2 for the 17 machine. 15.08. Just doesn't have the speed through 3 and 4. He's quicker this time through 1 and 2. Can he find it through 3 and 4? Keith Kincaid, green. 14.993. Quick time for the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Oh, and there you go, Joe. I was gonna say, yeah, you weren't in this one either. Dude, that's it's no good, man. I'm definitely in my thoughts there, Joe. Sucks. It definitely sucks. Not feeling well. That is. Oh man. You know, especially sometimes. I mean, you wouldn't wish some of that crap on your enemies, man. It's no fun when you're just not feeling up to par. We'll cheat. Bring up this iRacing screen here just to do the fast transfer. It's to about 15 seconds or so. There we go. And we'll get set to take a look here at the... Or wait, we want to leave that up before we go. That's right. We figured that out, too. That keeps the overlay from stacking. I hate that it maybe looks a little less professional. You know, you see it on the side before the grid comes up. But, I mean, hey, we're working with what we're working with here. As we take a look at the starting grid for heat race number 1. Row 3 to the outside, the 19 of Russell Harold. To the inside, the 71 of the Rhino, Chris Reinold. Row 2 to the outside, the 21 of Blackjack, Quinn McLean. To the inside, the 42 of Gary Off. Row 1, heat race number 1. To the outside, the 24 of Scott Tyson, starting on the pole. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto of the 17, Pete Cade. We'll see what happens here, you know. Keith and I have talked about it before. I don't believe it was at this racetrack. It may have been Charlotte, but this is one of the places where, you know, going out here for heat race number 1, and the track's not beat up, you know, I get the not carrying over, but it's really tough. It's going to be tough to pass here. You're going to have to be on your craft if you want to make a move here in heat race number 1, or the guy in front of you really going to have to tighten up and push up the racetrack. It's not like in the feature where, you know, you can kind of run that outside or develop that different groove. I mean, we may see one start with a couple laps left in this heat, but then I think the damage, you know, will have already been done. Well, we'll have to see here. As somehow, oh, I leaned down and bumped my steering wheel. And that is a button to bring up my boxes on my steering wheel. My apologies. It's surprised the heck out of me. Is the sun coming up? It looks like. Pace car pulls off. Green flag set the wave. We've got 10 laps to play. Heat race number 1 is underway. Gary Offutt going to swing that thing on the bottom. He makes the move on Scott Tyson. That's exactly what I was talking about. Push up the racetrack, then you make your move, and the 24 pushing again. When you want to drive it in there deep, you really do, but you gotta crank that wheel right now. You don't have that middle cushion, nothing really gonna grab you there. Track just so fresh that you gotta watch it. Gary Offutt, he's taking advantage of his inside starting spot, moved up to second, but here comes the Rhino. He started 5th, he's looking to use the horn here. GeForce TV 71 looking pretty good. Can he make it look better here? the inside, but he's got the 24 behind him here. As we'll see, does the 24 take a peek underneath? You can see him looking. Just can't develop that run, but now the 71 gets in the outside wall. That may help here. The 24 all over the deck lid here. We still got plenty of time. Drives it in underneath the 71, jumps the cushion. They're side by side off of floor. Give it to the 71 at the cross flags. Slide job attempt. Too much grip to get that slider done. Uses 8 wheels, turn better than 4. And Scott Tice moves that thing up inside the top 3. As meanwhile, the Flamin' Hot Cheeto just, dust in the field here. 2.3 seconds up the road over that man. Even made us change cameras there. This closest battle on the racetrack, the battle for third. And remember, Tice got the elbows out, moved him up the racetrack a little bit. Does that, I can tell you, it would be on my mind if I'm the 71 of Chris Reinhold. Did he just shake it off here? Or does he have the memory of an elephant here? Does he go in here? He does! Oh, yeah! Get him out! Move him up the racetrack! The Rhino making that thing wide, and Quinn McLean behind. He gets in the outside wall. That thing's trashed. Tough break for the 21 as Keith Kincaid, he's on his white flag lap final time around. He rolls the outside of 3. Rolls it off of 4. He grabs the checkered flag. He wins heat race number 1. Followed by Offit, the Rhino, and Tice, P4. Playing a little ways back here. I think he ended up towing it, so we'll probably sit here for a second or two, but McLean coming home 5th and Harold coming home 6th. But that, you live by the slide job, door job. You receive the slide job, door job. It kind of had to know that was coming. Whether it's right is up for debate. But, racers, we don't always do the right thing there. As we take a look, row 3 to the outside, the 55 of Ben Gunther to the inside, the 68 of Rob Castle. Row 2 to the outside, the 88 of Dave Brill to the inside, the 75 of the Mayor, Steve Bixler. And row 1 for heat race number 2 to the outside, the 54 of Chris Farmer, and starting on the pole, the 04 of Greg Parmalee. Greg Parmalee just pacing around the racetrack. Gotta let it come to him, he says. We'll see if it does come to him. May have to work a little hard tonight. If he wants to get it done here at the Volusia Speedway Park, have to see if he can. There. Pace around one more time before we go play here. 10 laps to get it done once again. We got feature race in action here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Roll off of 4. The green flag's high, is ready to fly. 10 laps to play at the Volusia Speedway Park. Heat race number 2 is underway. Oh, 3 wide for second. The Mayor on the bottom. He makes contact with the 88. The Farmer gets moved up the hill. Steve Bixler ain't going nowhere here. The Mayor trying to make it work, can't do it. He does hold on to 3rd, but Dave Brill, the big winner, started 4th up the 2nd here, up 2 spots early. Chris Farmer not willing to give up yet. Started 2nd. He's the guy who lost 2 spots. And what you want to do there gets into the side of the Mayor. Steve may have lost the vote there through the middle of 1 and 2. As Chris Farmer able to pull the 54 into 3rd. Does he have enough time to go get the 88? Greg Parmalee maybe channeling his inner Keith Kincaid here. We may have a battle tonight. I mean, Greg, 1.7 seconds up the road. Right now, I mean, this is his sandbox here in heat race number 2. Farmer, we saw him muscle the mare out of the way. He's been able to put a little bit of a gap in between those two, and he's going to need that. We saw what happened with the 71 there. I mean, he did not forget. I bet you the 75 remembers as well. Now, I can vouch. You know, I've gotten into the mare in a couple times. Races past, and I can tell you, he is not one to hold the grudge. So if, you know, not that I want to give anybody ammunition, but if you are going to get into anyone, that is maybe the guy to get into, probably the nicest guy on the racetrack. As we've got 3 laps to go, this 04 machine leads the way. Chris Farmer, P3, Dave Brill running all by himself as well as in P2. He's 2.2 seconds back off the leader, but got about a 1.7 second gap between him and the Farmer. So right now, Dave just rolling and strolling here at the Volusia Speedway Park as Greg Parmalee sees the white flag wave. We've got 1 lap to play. Off of 2 for the final time. Greg Parmalee setting himself up well here to try to go at the Flamin' Hot Cheeto as he rolls off of 4. He wins heat race number 2, followed by Brill, Farmer, Bixler, Gunther, and Cassidy. And now we'll let this roll over here. Skip to the race. We'll get ready to go play here. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and take a look at that starting lineup here for your Senex Short Track Championship Pro Late Models at the Volusia Speedway Park. Row 6, rounding out the field to the outside, the 68 of the Boss Man, Rob Cassidy, to the inside, the 19 of Russell Harold. Row 5 to the outside, the 55 of Ben Gunther, to the inside, the 21 of Blackjack, Quinn McLean. Row 4 to the outside, the 75 of the Mare, Steve Bixler, to the inside, the 24 of Scott Tice. Row 3 to the outside, the 54 of Chris Farmer, to the inside, the 71 of the Rhino, Chris Rhino. Row 2 to the outside, the 88 of Dave Brill, to the inside, the 42 of Gary Offit. And row 1 for your Senex Short Track Championship A main at the Volusia Speedway Park, to the outside, the 04 of Greg Parmalee, and starting on the pole, the 17 of the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, Keith Kincaid. We should get another lap around here. We shouldn't have felt rushed to turn that down. We'll turn that back up a little bit, you know what I mean? Got 1 lap to go around here. We'll still do the dance. 35 laps Lots of time for lots of action. We'll see what it brings here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Can Greg Parmalee get his first win of the season? Or can the Flamin' Hot Cheeto hold on and get it done here at Volusia? We'll find out here as we roll down the backstretch for the final time. Side by side as the green flag is set to wave. 35 laps to play at the Volusia Speedway Park. Your A-Main is underway. Great jump there for the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Greg Parmalee as well. He's able to firmly hold on to second, but we're 3 wide behind. The Rhino shoved in the middle. That's the mare on the outside. Scott Tice on the bottom. Scott trying to wheel that 24, able to slide up in front of the 71, who looks to take a peek on the bottom. Can't do it. Already 3 wide. Scott Tice and the mare continue the pressure. Now it's on the Farmer in the 54. Chris Farmer on the outside, running a little too wide here. Going to lose one to the 75. Steve Bixler moves that thing up inside the top 5, up 3 spots here. Boy, oh boy, Blake Chapman must have got a hold of that, man. And man, taught that boy, or that old man, something here. As he looks to the bottom, slide job on the 94. Move the mare up the P4. Bixler on the move in that 75. Greg Parmalee losing touch with your leader out front. Dave Brill holding on to third, but here comes the mare. And Scotty Tice looking nice behind, looking under the 94. Gary Offit. Gary on the outside. Got a little too wide. Does it once again. Jumps the cushion. Trying to find some of Mama's cookies up there. Don't know if he found some, but he lost the spot. To the 24 is Scott Tice, who moves that thing up into P4. And here comes Steve Bixler. The 75, the mare is hungry. He's searching on the bottom here. Dave able to hold off. Oh, Bixler gets a little loose there. Center of the corner, gets sideways, goes around. No, yeah, caution flag does come out. That's right. That's right. I don't get the, it doesn't change the caution. When caution flag comes out, I forgot for the replay. You think I'm going to remember this? We saw it happen live. He just gets loose, bounces off 2 cars, and goes around. And that's a tough break there for the mare, who was really, I mean, let's be honest, it's the best race of the season for him. I mean, he was quick. He was on the move. That is, that's tough for Steve, and he is going to be kicking himself after that one. He had a chance to dance up there on the podium and really mungled that one up here as we get ready to go back racing. Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto drops the hammer. We're back underway. Dave Brill slides up in front of Greg Parmalee, and we just saw our second caution flag of the night, I would assume. We are going to rewind, but that, I mean, I know he gets a good jump on the bottom, but you can't expect Greg to give that up. Always tough. Let's see, well, maybe, you know, I was quick to blame the 88. Let's see. I mean, he's holding, no, he's coming. So, the 88, yeah, just gets up there, washes up a little too high. And 94 pays the ultimate price. That's a tough break there for the 94 of Offit, who definitely not going to be happy with that. Catch that pace car, do another lap here, double up. Drop the hammer, get back underway here. 8 laps in the books, lap 9 underway at the Volusia Speedway Park. And oh, they play nice this time. Battle on for second. Scott Tice trying to take a peek here under Brill. Brill just used that elbow to move up the P2. So, yeah, he had to lift out there. He maybe saw the same fate coming his way if he didn't play smart. Here comes the 71 of the Rhino, Chris Reinhold. trying to put that Glenn Stires Racing 71 up inside the top 4. He does. Now he's looking for a little more. Oh, he does what Bixler did there. Got a little loose in the center of 1 and 2. Able to get it back underneath him here, but the 94 off it. Jumps the cushion. Now he clears him back. Thought maybe Otham is going to come back with a run for P4. Now he's stuck on the outside here. The 21 of Quinn McLean on the inside. Blackjack searching for grip in the basement. Can't find any. Contained behind the 94. One outside of the top 5 for now. Caution flag there. I'm not... Obviously, the software never really helps me out. Now it's really not helping me out. I don't know what that could have been. Rob out there. Oh. Yeah, parked on the inside there. Definitely bringing... That's the... That is the culprit there for the caution. Go ahead, skip through these again. That is the beauty. As they drop the hammer, we're back underway. 22 laps to play at the Volusia Speedway Park. Oh, got a feeling we're fast forwarding again here. Big wreck on the front stretch. Let's do a little rewind first. Let's take a look and see what happened here. That's just, he drops the hammer, gets in the outside wall. That's all self-induced. Oh. Tough break there for Ben. I mean, you're pretty far back. You would have thought he maybe could have avoided that one, but man, that's a tough break. We are back under caution. Oh. So I didn't right clicking like an idiot. Here's we get ready to drop the hammer, and I spoiled it. You can see Keith got a great start once again. Big jump off the nose of that 88. Now Scott Nice has to try to play a little offense here on the outside, and he does just that. He's got the Rhino hooked on as well, the 71. Power move upstairs here. He is ready to play. Move that thing on the podium here. 20 laps to go. Gary Offit throwing the move there underneath the 75. That's the Mayor Steve Bixler, who he used that quick repair. I guess the caution flag came just in time after, because he had towed. So he would have been near a lap down, but with that immediate caution flag, kept Steve Bixler in this thing, and now he's back inside the top 5. The Mayor, I mean, this is a possible podium here tonight for the 75 with the way this thing's looking. Scott Tice is reeled in your leader, and man, oh man, we've seen these two go at it before. Move to the bottom. May have had it at the line. Oh, can't do it through 1 and 2. The 17 walking the tightrope on the outside, pulls away. All that momentum, he's got the horses rolling on that top shelf. Tice, arguably the quickest car on the racetrack right now, especially through 3 and 4. Keith now trying to play a little defense, goes a little lower here. Let's see what Scott can do. He's going to have the run, but not early enough to take a peek underneath, and we've got 15 laps to go. Keith may have just got to that outside quick enough to protect here, to hold off the run, and we're coaching up the Mayor there, talking about how good he is. Now he's kind of gotten stuck here in 5th, not able to work around the 88. 2 cars tight in line. Steve can't throw that slide job. He wanted to. He tried to park it up in between those guys. The mayor working that thing on the inside. Oh, what can he do through 3 and 4? This is where he was good last time. He misses the bottom. Can't get that drive off like he had close to those inside tractor, those yellow tractor tires. And now Scott Tice, he took a peek back to the inside one more time. Gotta watch this battle for the lead. I mean, battles all over the racetrack right now. Oh, Keith Kincaid gets to the outside wall, and Scott Tice making him pay the 24 to the lead. Can he get to the line here? He needs to get to the line. If a caution flag would fly now, Keith would have the spot. He gets there. It's his. 10 laps to play. The 24 leads the way. Here in Volusia, we've seen it so many times. You got to stay away from that outside wall, and now you got to wonder, that shot for Keith, I mean, I mentioned the 24 did look a little quicker, but boy, oh boy, that is looked to affect the handling of this race car. And Keith is just watching that 24 slowly milk a big lead here, up to over half a second. Bixler, he's up into P4, able to get around that 88, but now there's a pretty big gap in between him and the Rhino. Can he get it up on the podium? He's running out of time. I just don't think he can. Chris, too quick right now. He is pulling away lap by lap. The Rhino, he has got to be feeling himself here. Maybe a caution flag. He can go up here and make a run at Keith Kincaid, who has since maybe figured out that ill-handling race car, and he is reeling back in the 24 machine. 5 laps to go here under the lights in Florida. Can Keith Kincaid get to the back of that 24, or does he not have enough time? Keith's going to have to deal with 1 lap car. Gunther gets way out of the way for the 24. Will he do the same for the Flamin' Hot Cheeto? Keith catches him on corner exit, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Keith not going to make up a second here in 4 laps. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Not without a caution flag. That was the worst time. Keith could have caught that lap car. Tough break. 1.3 seconds now. 3 laps to go. The Rhino, he's got a chance, though. Maybe Keith driving with the red mist here a little PO'd after getting slowed down by the lap car, because Chris Rhino reeling him in here. The Rhino, 2 laps left to play. He's using the bottom here at the Volusia Speedway. But Scott Tice, he's won already this season, but he didn't have to earn it quite like he did tonight. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto was out in front. Scott started 7th, had to mind his way through traffic, but boy, did he ever. He got it to the front, and he gets the checkered flag at the Volusia Speedway Park as the Flamin' Hot Cheeto just holds off the Rhino at the line. Bixler 4th, Offit 5th, Brill 6th, Parmalee 7th, the Farmer 8th, Harold 9th, McLean 10th, and Cassidy 11th with Ben Gunther rounding out the field. Heck of a run there. Now we've got to go this way because we don't get the alerts on STK. Click here. I'll be going full speed. My apologies. Now. Slow her down. See if we can't find the Rhino, because now the leader is going to mess up. Let's just who cares about that. Let's see if we can get Chris up here, try and get a word with the 71 machine. And we do indeed have. We got the driver of the GSR 71. How you doing tonight, Chris? That was a pretty good run, man. I know, I've been saying it all night. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but maybe 2 more laps and that thing's up in second. I mean, you were coming at the end.
Yeah, I wish I would have found the bottom a couple laps earlier because, yeah, I was really coming at the end there. Once I went to the bottom, that drive off of 4 was pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna just say. It seemed like we had saw Bixler get it a couple times right on the bottom. You were much more consistent, but man, when you could get in close to the pit road entry coming off of 4, it just seemed like something lit a fuse on that 71. Now, obviously, catching a guy is one thing, passing him is another. But you think with those big runs off of 4, you would have been able to throw the slide job in 1 and 2?
Well, I was going to try.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
sometimes the slider, it's the only way you're going to do it. You just got to take that chance.
yeah, and you got to put the responsibility on the guy on the inside. He sees you coming. It's life or death at that point. Do you live to race another day back out? I mean, if you're going to put him in the spot, you got to force him, and that's exactly what you were able to do tonight, Chris. It's a shame you came up a couple laps short. Would have loved to talk to you a little later, but at the end of the day, P3, great run. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, thank you for coming out and doing this for us, and I enjoyed the broadcasts, and yeah, it's a good thing. So thank you very much.
Yeah, at least, dude, I can't tell you what it's like to not have a headache after one of these races. My ears were so programmed to that annoying glitching in and out. Oh, I'm so glad that's fixed, Chris. Oh my God.
After you and I talked about that, I went back into my practice session, and it was like, oh my God, it's doing it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I had to go in, and I had to exit out and go in and fix that problem.
Yeah, it's so much nicer though, right? When it's not doing it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
iRacing needs to just put that screen grab on their page. They need to fix it for everyone. But heck of a run, Chris. Can't wait to talk to you again next week, brother.
Thanks, brother. Have a good one.
The Rhino bringing home P3, and now used to talking to this man last, but got a little piece of that outside wall, Keith. And it's one of those things that I think the 24 maybe a little quicker. As well as I do, if you don't make that mistake, not easy to pass when you were barreling down on the outside. So tough break, but at the end of the day, with that damage you got to hold on to P2, pretty good run, man.
Yeah, we were lucky to bring it home second after hitting the wall like that because it did a lot of damage to the car. I know on the replay it doesn't look like it, but Scott, when he went back and watched it, he said he saw the spoiler come off on his replay. And once you jack up that spoiler, your race is pretty much over.
Oh yeah, I don't even pay attention to the iRacing graphics when you get in that. Well, especially here, it's got that little opening near the flag stand. It just seems like if you get in the front stretch here, a little bit of the back stretch too, but man, those right rears are just so sensitive now, Keith, that you knock the slightest bit of toe out of them, and it just pushes like a dump truck on you.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely a hard hit. I think it was a 4X. I hit it so hard. So I tried to scoot it back a foot for everybody.
Oh, man. No kidding. Well, hey, somebody had to do it. Next time, just don't do it in the lead. But at the end of the day, as well as I do, man, these P2s, they're adding up. So, just add another podium to the tally here. And, man, you may be a back-to-back champion. No, we don't want to look too far ahead. But boy, oh boy, man, when you keep finishing on the podium, that means something.
Yeah, it's going good so far, Shaggy. This second place tonight is actually a drop race for me on dirt. That's how good this season has went. So,
man.
So I think we're in pretty good shape for the championship. We just need to finish it out strong and hopefully bring it home in the end.
Well, hey, hell of a run, Keith. A P1 tonight in the asphalt side and a pretty dang good run on Monday night. Congratulations on another great week. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, Shaggy, I appreciate it. I just want to thank my family for, supporting me in all my racing, not just iRacing, but, in the past, all the real car racing and whatnot. It's just racing such a great family sport. And, this group of racers are like family now. And I couldn't think of a better group of guys to race with. Thank you.
Well, hell of a run, Keith. And I can't wait to talk to you again next week, brother. Go get him.
Thank you, Shaggy.
Flaming Hot Cheeto coming home P2, and now a man we haven't talked to in a little bit here, Scott Tice. Dude, you were quick. Yeah, you were reeling him in, but then he makes that mistake going down the front stretch, and boy, you had to be smiling ear to ear, man, when you make that move. When you got around him, Scott, the leash was off, man. You were gone. This in a new area code tonight. You were fast. How'd the race car feel?
felt good. The track actually came to me, and I'm just really glad I found that bottom before Keith and Chris did. You know, it just seemed like the longer the race went, the better I got, and just happy that it turned out that way. It don't usually work out that way, and you know, cautions fall when you want them to, and so on. So it worked out good for us tonight.
No, and Scott, let's I mean this with all due respect, so please do not take this the wrong way, but you're not a hot lap hero. You're a guy who, as the track starts to age, that's when you really come on. And I mean, only 12 cars, but I mean that's more than we've had some. And do you think that's got a little bit to do with it? I mean, if I think you're the type of guy that if we get 5, maybe 6 more guys out here, I mean, Scott, you become that much more dangerous with, the more wear and tear on the racetrack. You agree?
I would like to think so. I think a bunch of these guys, Keith and Chris, Chris Farmer and Dave Brill, I think all these guys that, as the track starts to slick off, you get better. You have to kind of finesse the car, keep it straighter. And I like it when it goes slick. I think you see better racing at some places. And I'd love to have, a full field of cars every week. It would just make the racing that much better.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Guys have to lift out of the throttle a little bit. You can't drive in there as deep, and you don't see that much contact on corner entry, unless a guy's making a big wide move. But tonight, Scott, you kept that 24 straight as an arrow, man. You saw your chance. You stuck it on the bottom, made the big time move for the win with 10 to go. Hell of a run, man, in that 24. You got anybody you want to thank?
Thanks, Shaggy. Yeah, I'd like to thank, all the guys in MRL, Kyle, all of our racers. These guys are just so fun to race with and to talk to. And we have a good camaraderie, between the whole group. And that means a lot. I want to thank my wife, for putting up with me. She puts up with a lot. And thank you, of course, man, for making it interesting.
Well, don't thank me yet, Scott, because if I find out where you work, I'm going to get you fired so you can show up every Monday and, compete with Keith. So I don't like not having you here all the time. It is a whole lot more fun seeing you and Keith battle, man. That was such a great race tonight, and I can't wait to talk to you again, brother.
Thanks, Shaggy.
Scott Tice, man, big run for that 24 machine. Every time he's here, he is right there on that deck lid. It doesn't always go right for him, but tonight it went his way. He's able to get another win this season. Big run for that 24 machine of Scott Tice. And, well, with that, we wrap it up here on Shaggy TV with your Wild Wednesdays mixed with a little Monday Masters of Dirt, the replay there at the end. But I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV saying so long. Have a good evening. And Joe, nothing but prayers, brother. We want you back on the racetrack. Get feeling better. Much love.